Hey guys, I had a great conversation last night with my team trainer, Paul. Paul is in the transition of switching over from his full-time job to working as one of my full-time team trainers as an employee with Brian Keane Fitness and a team trainer partner. Um, he's working about 70 hours now at the minute between the 30 35 he has with his bookies that he works with and the same with working with me. So basically, we had a really deep conversation last night about how our paths were similar, and how he's in the process of switching over from a job he liked and enjoys, but isn't his passion. So I'm basically just going to share with you guys my journey, and how it's pretty similar to that. For those of you that don't know, I used to work as a primary school teacher. That was my job before I became a fitness entrepreneur and set up my own business. I worked in London, working as a teacher for nearly 4 years. What and it was a job that I enjoyed. Sometimes we talked about it last night that it's harder to leave a job that you don't hate because hate tends to trigger movement. So if you hate something, you're going to react to it. Where you're in a job that you're like, yeah, this is okay. I can do this. A 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Weekends off. It's like pay is good. It's like, yeah, I can do this. This is fine. For me, it was a scary switch. I'm not gonna lie. When you go from earning a steady paycheck and working 9 to 5, and well, half seven, half four in terms of school terms in London, you get used to that comfort and that routine, and it's really scary to make the transition over. The biggest thing the decision that made me switch was the thing, I think it's called the Sunday blues, where every Sunday I used to dread going into work the following Monday, which is funny because I did enjoy what I did, and I loved working with kids, and I still do, but it's more in a fitness capacity now. But I used to break my heart getting up at 6:15 to be in for 7:30 to do paperwork for an hour and a half before the kids got in at 9. Like, there's times when on my fitness journey now, I get up at 5 a.m. I'll do an hour or 2 hours of work. I'll go to the gym. I'll come back, do another 2-3 hours, and then I'll take clients, or I'll do my classes, whatever it is. And I could be working a 15-hour day, but you don't even notice it because I love what I'm doing. But man, try and pull me out of bed at 6:30 to get to school. It used to break my heart every morning. So basically, the Sunday blues and the having to get up every morning and not enjoy what I was doing or not look forward to what I was doing was my main reason for switching. There's lots of authors. Brian Tracy in particular is one of the people that believes that if you're not following your dream, you were committing spiritual suicide. And if you're waking up every morning and you're not looking forward to the day ahead, you're probably on the wrong path. Your ladder's up against the wrong wall. You need to move it against another wall and start moving towards whatever it is that you're passionate about and what you love. So basically for me, that was my biggest decision. It was the thing that triggered it for me. After that, I knew I wanted to be in fitness. It was something I always gravitated towards. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to do fitness model. I followed bodybuilding. I have mountains of muscle and fitness and men's health magazines from when I was about 14. It was just something I always wanted to do. But you get scared. You kind of tend to fall into society's parameters of work a 9 to 5. Build yourself up on a pay scale. Take your weekends off. Enjoy your weekends. Go out on Friday night. Let the stress off from the week. You tend to kind of fall into society's parameters. That's what you should do. The biggest decision for me was, I had gone through my whole life not really, caring if I was following the crowd, and then I found myself in the middle of it that I was like, right, I'm doing exactly what everybody else is doing, which is fine. If you're happy doing it, then you do that. But for this video is for the people that enjoy what they're doing, but it's not what they're calling. It's not the reason for being on this earth. Like, everybody has a reason for being on this earth. Everyone has a drive. They have an internal presence that's calling them towards something. Mine was fitness. Yours might be blogging about fashion. It might be dog grooming. It might be picking flowers. You don't know. Like, it's whatever it is that's really that pulls and drives you. That the thing that you can't stop thinking about, the thing you think about every night before you go to bed, and the thing you wake up thinking about. That's your passion. There's a reason that if you feel it so deep down, it's because it's in you. It's there since this is why you're here. What I'm going to do now is talk a little bit about the transition over. Initially, it was really tough. I'm not going to lie. I would go to work from 7:30 to 4:30. When I was studying, I used to do evening courses, and then I would do weekends and do the courses and classes and tests at the weekends, for 6 months while working full time to try and transition over and get my degrees and certifications in personal training and fitness instructing and classes and things like that. But the real work began when I got qualified. Basically, my day would look like, get up at 6:15. It would take me an hour or so to get to school, be in school from 7:30 to about 4:30. Come home, try and get a client for normally around 5 or 5:15. Then I'd have another one at 6, another one at 7. I train at 8. I'd come home, prep my meals about 9:15 and go to bed for 10. And that was my routine for several months until I made the transition over. The biggest fear is the lack of routine that you would normally have, or the lack of stability when you make the switch straight away. For me, the transition made it easier. It was allowing me to build a little bit of a nest egg so that I was able to, go out on my own. And if the first couple of months were rough or rocky, you weren't going to go broke, or you weren't going to lose a lot of money. Now, I won't lie, I did struggle. London's an expensive place to make a transition in your career. But it did work out in the end. But I did struggle in the beginning because, you're paying costs and rent for a gym. It's expensive. It was more expensive than my house at the time. And that all eats into your overheads, which can kill a business very quickly. But I was managed to I got over that, so it wasn't too bad. But, if you're doing a job that you're not passionate about, I don't want to say hate, because hate will normally trigger. If you hate something, you're going to make it, you're going to make a movement to get out of it. If you're just kind of like bit blasé about it, or like, yeah, this will do. A 9 to 5 is for me. I'm happy with this. But there's something more. That's when I think it might be worth making the transition over. As I said many times before in videos, and when I talk to people one-to-one, I'm like, I'd rather be at the bottom of a ladder up against the right wall than halfway up the ladder against the wrong wall. So basically, there's no point being halfway up a ladder of a teacher or a vice principal or a principal, and it's against the wrong wall. I'd rather be at the very bottom of the fitness industry and work my way up, because that's what my passion is. Now, again, another thing you can always ask yourself is very, very simple. Would you do your job for free? If for whatever reason you stop getting paid in the morning, would you do your job for free? I'm one of the very, very fortunate ones that can honestly say, if I didn't have a mortgage to pay, if I didn't have a little girl, if I didn't have bills and life costs and won the lotto tomorrow, I would do my job for free. And I understand it's a very rare thing to be able to say that I can do, that I would do. But, it's the reason that makes me know that I made the right decision when I switched from teaching to become a fitness entrepreneur and become a personal trainer and set up my own business. So I hope this video helps. It's more just to kind of give you an idea that it can be done. It's scary, I'm not going to lie. If you have that thought of, I'd love to do something else, the real thing you got to do is decide what it is you want to do, and then you just work backwards. It's really simple. I've talked about this before. Your number one thing for goal setting, whether it's for a new job or for a relationship or for a competition or for a sport or for whatever, is see where you want to be and then work backwards. It's very easy. Where do you want to be in a year's time? It's nearly 2016. We're nearly into a new year. Where do you want to be by January 2017? What do you want to have? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? They're the things you need to ask yourself. And then you just put a plan in place to work backwards. If you want a new job, okay, do I need another degree for it? Do I need to do a course? Do I need to get insured? Do I need to get certified? Then you work your way back, and then you make that transition over. I hope this video helps. Please like and share the page. Something a little bit different, so any feedback, guys, would be great. I don't know if it's going to help any of you guys, but just as someone that's been through the journey, that's made the transition, I wanted to share my journey just in case it resonates with at least one of you out there. Please like and share the page, and I'll come at you with another question next week.